Welcome back to another episode of the Spirits of Independence. My name is Thomas Watson, and it's my pleasure to introduce my good friend, Bob Moldenhauer. When our last show ended, Bob and I were fast asleep in our tent we had set up by flashlight in the KOA campground near Verona, Virginia. This episode, which features our travels on May 27, 1991, Memorial Day, begins in that campground. We awoke to our alarm at 6 a.m., and day two of our search for the sacred signers was underway. I, for one, needed no extra boost of energy. After all, our first sight of the day was scheduled to be at the home and gravesite of my favorite president and historical figure, Thomas Jefferson. What a way to begin our quest. It's like NASCAR starting with the Daytona 500. This was destined to be the Super Bowl of the signers. So, without any further ado, please sit back and enjoy the show.
We got in last night about 10 o'clock. This is our campsite. Near Staunton, Virginia. Just had a restful sleep last night, especially with the waterfall. Yeah, the roar of that falls really made it easier to go to sleep.
KOA campground at 7 a.m. for the 40-mile drive along I-64 towards Charlottesville. With a few extra minutes to spare, Bob and I pulled off onto a scenic overlook along the expressway. Virginia is filled with beauty, and the state's Blue Ridge Mountains are nothing short of breathtaking.
Yeah, it's a beautiful morning here on May 27th, Memorial Day. Up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. hazy this morning.
It's the third time I've been here, and I thought Mickey Tavern was on the other side of Monticello. We got some true Virginia road here. Me and Thomas Jefferson liked to lug all of his building materials 1 mile up into the air to build his house.
It's 7:54 a.m. and we're on our way up to Monticello.
On to your seats.
Yeah. Do not try this at home.
Okay, Monticello entrance. 300 feet. That's 100 yards for you or me.
They'll give us a $2 bill of change.
Yeah. That'd be kind. If I got one, I would keep it. Maybe I'll ask for one.
I still got mine from last time I was here.
Did they give you one?
I asked for one.
Oh, I'm gonna ask for one. That's a neat idea. I've got a couple of those.
They give you mint ones too.
Charge you $2 1/4 for them, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we are.
We arrived at Monticello at 7:55 a.m. and we immediately got the key to the Jefferson family cemetery that a woman named Mrs. Whitmore had left for us at the entrance. The Monticello graveyard is private and is fenced off from the public, with access generally restricted to descendants of Thomas and Martha Jefferson, who are members of the Monticello Association. In one of the many letters I had sent out 4 months earlier, Mrs. Whitmore replied to my request for Bob and I to gain access to the family cemetery so we could photograph our documents on Jefferson's grave. Whitmore seemed pleased with our endeavor, and as a descendant of Jefferson, she promised to have the key to the burial ground available to us upon our arrival at 8 a.m. Mrs. Whitmore didn't let us down. And the best part of all, especially since Bob and I were doing the best we could to keep our costs down, we were not charged anything to gain access to the burial ground.
This is inside the cemetery. There's Thomas Jefferson's grave. There's the gate there that we usually can't get past.
No. Just goes as long as
That's a big one. This is on the inside looking out. This is the famous oak tree that he wanted to be buried under. Well, here's the gate we got in to the cemetery through. This is the pathway leading up from the cemetery, heading towards the house. This is such a spectacular view from up here. Wouldn't be a bad place to live.
Thomas Jefferson possessed one of the most brilliant minds of all the founding fathers, and his list of accomplishments is quite extensive, including representing Virginia in the Second Continental Congress. Jefferson was an archaeologist, agriculturist, horticulturist, meteorologist, surveyor, architect, scientist, inventor, author, philosopher, statesman, ambassador, the first Secretary of State, second Vice President, and the third President of the United States. At the age of 33, Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence in just 2 weeks. Thomas Jefferson died at the age of 83 at his beloved home, Monticello, on July 4th, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the passage of the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson designed his own tombstone and its modest inscription, which read, "Here was buried Thomas Jefferson, author of the Declaration of Independence, of the Statute of Virginia for Religious Freedom, and father of the University of Virginia." Bob and I locked the gate to the Monticello graveyard, and it was time to return the key to the visitor center. But since we were already on the grounds, there was no way we were going to pass up a free tour of Jefferson's home. The two of us made the relatively short hike along the path to Monticello, but as soon as the mansion came into view, Bob and I were stunned. Unsightly scaffolding covered nearly the entire west front of the historic home. For the next half hour or so, the two of us walked the grounds near the exterior of Monticello, where we photographed the mansion from different angles, all before we ended our visit with a free tour of the historic home. Photography was prohibited inside Monticello, but during our tour, the two of us managed to reach out and touch Jefferson's alcove bed with our documents. And at that moment, the spirit of Thomas Jefferson was with us.
Impressive looking tree. Definitely was probably alive when Jefferson lived here. I like construction on Monticello right now. Tommy and Ashley sat on that rock. They used to stock fish in this pond. That's all right.
You sure?
Sure. Hi.
Is that for him? Huh? Does it smell good?
What's your name?
Ross. Smells good. Did you sniff it? Smells good.
Where are you from?
Can you say? Colorado.
Colorado?
Yeah. Can you start the car?
Hi, where are you guys from?
Hiya. New York, how are you?
Oh, hi.
Mr. Craven,
Let's go see if Tom Jefferson's home. See a lot of restoration work going on the roof. Jefferson had a spectacular view from up here. It's a fantastic day. Memorial Day 1991.
This area as a play site when he was a child. He liked to come up here and play. Now, at about 14 years of age, he inherited this mountain from his father along with some other land. And during his life, Jefferson turned this area into the center or hub of a 5,000-acre plantation system made up of other farms, 4 of them that lived off the base of the mountain. As a working plantation, Monticello produced corn, wheat, tobacco, and livestock. And of course, as any southern plantation had, Monticello, of course, had slaves. 80 of them in 1809 who lived right here on the mountain. Of course, other slaves on the other plantation farms as well.
And I left Monticello and hiked back to the entrance where we returned the key to the cemetery. Back at the Omni, the 2 of us felt a sense of accomplishment. We had just visited the grave of our first signer with only 55 more to go. But we weren't quite finished with Jefferson yet. After Bob drove our car back down the mountain and past Mickey Tavern, we found a small museum dedicated to our 3rd president. Although photography was prohibited inside the museum, the 2 of us managed to snap a few candid images, like Thomas Jefferson's personal chess set, and his books and reading glasses. And lastly, Jefferson's writing pens, including the last pen he ever used. It was roughly 11:30 a.m. when we left the museum, and we stayed on course for our next Thomas Jefferson site, his retreat home known as Poplar Forest. That home was located about 78 miles south of Monticello, just outside of Forest, Virginia. But once our map got us close to our destination, Bob and I had to do the unthinkable. We were forced to stop and ask for directions. It was the first, but likely not the last time we'd need help in finding a site.
Driving down the road to Poplar Forest, Thomas Jefferson's getaway home. Boy, did he get away.
1:05 p.m., May 27th. Took the scenic route to get here, too. First time on the trip we've had to ask directions.
But it won't be the last.
Really? Cars are coming out this way because there's not really a hell of a lot of place to get off the road. Frosted mini wheats over there, without the frosting. Notice how red the dirt is out here too.
It's all black and white to me. I think I'm gonna go around this curve a little slow, just in case. I gotta believe with the headaches we've had trying to find this place, they don't get many visitors out here. That's why they gotta charge $5 to all the people that can make it. Yeah. I think you ought to be rewarded just for finding this place. Maybe they'll give us $5 for gas. It's another one of those sites where they give you a map with road numbers and they don't have any signs on the roads telling you how to get here. Oh, Jefferson must have played golf. There's a golf course. There it is up there. There's an animal in the road. I'm not sure exactly what kind of animal. If it's a cat, I hope Tom can nail it, but I don't know. I don't think that's a cat. I can't see it. It's right in our driveway. It looks like a humongous squirrel. Yep, I can see the top of it right now. Yep. You can also see the bugs that are splattered on the windshield here. Whoa. Boy, Jefferson did not take care of his driveway. Or maybe it's just because of all the hoof prints. Hey. Yo, Adrian. There it is. I don't know if that sun is gonna frig us up or not on these particular ones.
This is the front of Poplar Forest. Thomas Jefferson's retreat. You're kind of scanning the grounds. You can see what amounts to a recent archaeological dig here at Poplar Forest.
President in 1806, Jefferson helped lay the foundation of Poplar Forest and in 1812 wrote of his retirement home, "When finished, it will be the best dwelling house in the state except that of Monticello." Restoration to Poplar Forest began in 1986 and is still ongoing today. During our visit in 1991, the building's interior was completely gutted, with the exception of its 15 fireplaces. The combination of nothing inside, along with a fee to enter, forced the two of us to simply tour the grounds for free. 45 minutes after arriving at Poplar Forest, Bob and I were back in the Omni and headed south. At 3:12 p.m., we hit the North Carolina border, and according to Bob, it was 150 degrees outside. Exactly 1 hour later, Mongo was pulling into the parking lot to the Guilford Courthouse National Military Park, which was home to two more signers of the Declaration of Independence.
It's easy enough.
Let's be it.
They have signs for, holy crap. You see that? The gates close at 4:30.
And it's 4:13 right now.
So which way do we go here?
Just pull in here.
Oh, okay.
This one way, but what the hey?
Yeah.
These signs aren't for illiterates. And there it is, no statue on top like before. But it's the graves of John Penn and William Hooper. Back to the car we go.
Okay. The Cooper Penn statue was damaged the same night that the General Green Monument was damaged, that is July 4th, 1989. In repairing all the monuments that were damaged, some of the statues had to be removed, including the Hooper Penn statue. The stone that was damaged has been replaced on that particular monument, and the statue is waiting to be placed back there when the green monument is put back on its base sometime this summer.
How was it damaged?
Hooper Penn monument was damaged only in the stonework. The statue itself was not damaged, but they felt that the statues needed cleaning, so they'll be doing that when they put the green monument back out.
When is the plan to have the statue put back on?
The green monument will be ready hopefully by August 25th, the 75th anniversary of the National Park Service.
And what about the Penn Hooper?
Hopefully about the same time.
See. Thank you. Okay, there is the statue that was on the Penn Hooper monument, which is being repaired at this time.
William Hooper was an American lawyer, politician, and a member of the Second Continental Congress representing North Carolina from 1774 to 1777. Due to matters dealing with his new government in North Carolina, Hooper missed the vote approving the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776. However, he did arrive in Philadelphia in time to sign the document on August 2, 1776. John Penn was a lawyer elected to the North Carolina Provincial Congress before serving as a North Carolina delegate to the Second Continental Congress from 1775 to 1780. Although very talkative in private, Penn rarely spoke in Congress. He was seldom absent from his seat and voted consistently for independence. John was also a distant relative of William Penn, founder of Pennsylvania. While Bob and I were honored to visit the gravesite of William Hooper and John Penn, we were extremely disappointed the statue atop the granite pedestal was missing. In 1787 and 88, William Hooper campaigned heavily for North Carolina to ratify the new United States Constitution, but by this time he had become quite ill. On October 14, 1790, William Hooper died at the age of 48 and was laid to rest in the Presbyterian churchyard in Hillsborough, North Carolina. Later, his remains were reinterred at Guilford Courthouse National Military Park. Officially, William Hooper was the second signer's gravesite of the trip. John Penn remained in Congress following the signing of the Declaration of Independence. In fact, Penn also signed the Articles of Confederation. Penn left Congress in 1780 and returned to his home in Stovall, North Carolina, where he practiced law until his death at the age of 47 on September 14, 1788. In 1894, he was reinterred alongside his congressional colleague, William Hooper, and his grave became the third signer's gravesite of our adventure, with only 53 left to find. Back on the road and still headed south, Bob and I crossed the South Carolina border at roughly 7 p.m. But within a few minutes, we were back in North Carolina because we wanted to visit the birthplace of our 11th president, James K. Polk, in Pineville, North Carolina.
Park this thing in the shade someplace. Doesn't look like there is any. I had a feeling that might be called the,
Well, here it is, the birthplace of our 11th president, James K. Polk. Back in the stable area. Just outside of Pineville, North Carolina. Well, hello. Hi. This is probably James K. Polk's original pet cow. Or maybe Polk ate his ancestor. Isn't he cute? He's taking a bath.
Polk's birthplace, it was roughly a 70-mile drive to Irmo, South Carolina, where we were scheduled to spend the night at the home of Bob's sister, Lynn Moldenhauer. We pulled into Lynn's driveway at 9:06 p.m. It was dark, and we were hungry. Without hesitation, the three of us went to dinner at one of Lynn's favorite places called Goonie Birds, where all of us ordered their specialty burger called the Mother Lode. With full stomachs, we returned for a quick tour of Lynn's house before hitting the sack shortly before midnight.
Peanut butter and butter pecan ice cream. Can't be beat.
It can be beat, believe me.
You don't like that?
I can think of better things. Hello from Irmo, South Carolina, close to Columbia, near the capital.
There it is. Mixing it in thoroughly. Gotta have an even distribution.
And Elton John in the background, at Tom's request. Excuse me, that was a cockroach. We don't live with cockroaches here. Guest room where Tom is spending the evening or night. It's kind of a nice place. Guest bath. Oh, excuse me, these guys all. Men don't usually use this very often. So
Did I flush that?
you didn't, but that's all right. This is the other guest room. This is Bob's room. He gets to sleep on the floor. He's thrilled. But it isn't as bad as it seems. There's a little air mattress in there. I also iron in here. And I do a lot of other things that I have in the closet over there. This is my room. I wasn't expecting a movie camera in my room tonight.
Famous guitar.
Famous guitar. It's a nice room. I like this room. It's big. Not many houses have big bedrooms like this. I don't have an attic, but I'm not going up there. How much did
I'm
we
just teasing.
Oh.
Ice cream in here?
Yes, it is. And how will we remember him? As the man who single-handedly dipped out his own ice cream while videotaping himself doing it.
It don't happen too often.
It had been an 18-hour day filled with total excitement and complete satisfaction. And thanks to Lynn Moldenhauer, Bob and I didn't have to set up our tent by flashlight, nor did we have to sleep on the hard ground. Day 2 of our trip had gone completely as scheduled, except when we had to ask for directions to find Jefferson's Poplar Forest. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the episodes, and don't forget to hit the like button and leave us a comment. And please share this channel with your friends on social media. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Spirits of Independence. So long.